Welcome to the journey to discover Morocco with HT Travel. Let Morocco immerse you in a world where the dunes of Mamad resonate with the lullabies of the wind, where the alleys of Malay Idris whisper the memories of saints, and the sound of chisels on wood in Azru echoes like the heartbeat of North Africa. From the steep cliffs of Toadra to the fragrant olives of Sefru, Morocco is a symphony woven from Saharan sunshine, anti-Atlas mists, and warm hospitality. This is more than a kingdom, it is a living memory, where Rifian women guard the Tamry forests, where anti-Atlas stars tell ancient dreams, and every makluba plate is a love story. Morocco is a land of wind and cliffs, where the desert sings, where memories paint, inviting you to embark on a journey of endless colors, sounds, and emotions. Are you ready to let Morocco light up your dreams? What makes you yearn to be part of this symphony? Share your dream in the comments and join us on an adventure through the land where every moon is a song, every smile is an eternal legend. Morocco, the jewel of North Africa, nestled between the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea, is a place where nature reveals its grandeur in every breath of the land. Bordered by Algeria, Western Sahara, and bordered by Spain across the Strait of Gibraltar, Morocco spans 446,550 square kilometers, from the silk-gold dunes of Mamad to the red cliffs of the anti-Atlas that glow red at sunset. The Atlas Mountains, with Jebel Toubkal at 4,167 meters, are the backbone of the kingdom, while the Mamad Desert, with its nomad tents under endless skies, is a picture of silence and eternity. Mamad, on the edge of the Sahara, is where you can ride a camel through the dunes, listening to the wind tell of caravans from Timbuktu. The Toadra Valley, with its 300-meter cliffs and turquoise rivers, is a hiker's paradise, where the sun draws lines of light and shadow on the rocks. Tamry, near Agadir, is where argan forests and pristine beaches meet, with white waves and soaring seagulls. Anti-Atlas, with its rugged peaks and almond valleys, is where you can trek through clay villages, watching the stars shine like emeralds. Morocco is a symphony of desert, mountains, and sea, where each landscape is a chapter in the story of the earth and sky. From the drifting sands of Mamad to the crashing waves of Tamry, Morocco's nature is a powerful call to you, urging you to tune into the pulse of North Africa, where time stands still and the heart sings an endless hymn. It is where you stand in the middle of Toadra, feel the breath of the rocks, or sit under the anti-Atlas, dreaming of ancient legends. Morocco is more than just a landscape, it is the soul of nature, a fire that invites you to explore, to feel, and to love. Morocco is a land of saints and warriors, where history is etched in the white alleys of Malay Idris. 3,000 years ago, Berbers built communities in the Atlas and Sahara. In 789, Idris I, a descendant of the Prophet Muhammad, founded Malay Idris, making it Morocco's first Islamic center. The Mausoleum of Idris I, with its blue-tiled roof and zellige-tiled courtyard, is a pilgrimage site for thousands of pilgrims each year, a symbol of faith and perseverance. Malay Idris was once a stopover for scholars from Baghdad, with its ancient library housing a 9th century Quran manuscript. In the 16th century, the town resisted Portuguese invasions, with its narrow alleyways serving as a battleground for Berber warriors. The French occupation, 1912 to 1956, challenged Morocco, but Malay Idris, with its 1930 resistance movement, was a beacon of independence. The Idris Museum houses Almoravid lanterns, Idrisid carpets, and woodblock prints, tracing the journey from the Marinid dynasties to the modern day. Today, Malay Idris hosts the Muslim Idris I Festival each August, with pilgrimages, Sufi music, and a craft market. Morocco's history is an everlasting flame, a lesson in how a people turn faith into strength, with Malay Idris a sanctuary of memory, where every stone tells a story of glory, sacrifice, and longevity. It is a place where you step through the gates, feel the breath of Idris I, and see history come alive in the eyes of its people. Morocco is home to the Rifian culture, who bring the spirit of the Rif Mountains to every white village. Living in Al Hoceima and Nader, the Rifians, a branch of the Berber people, build their homes from stone and lime, living in harmony with the pine forests and the Mediterranean Sea. They are famous for their Rif carpet weaving, with zigzag patterns of red and blue. Each carpet tells a story about the crops, family, and mountains. Rifian dress, with its embroidered mendel and nishan, is a symbol of elegance. Ceremonies, such as the Zruwal wedding in Nibawayak, see brides in silk dresses dancing to Isran, singing about love and the sea. Rifian cuisine, such as harira rif with sardines and dill, brings the salty flavors of the Mediterranean. In Al Hoceima, visitors can sleep in a maison d'hôte, learn to weave rugs from artisans like Fatima El Razoui, or participate in a harvest ceremony. Despite the threat of modernization, the Rifians have preserved their Tarifat language through schools in Nader. The Rif Culture Festival in Al Hoceima celebrates Isran poetry and the Ajaun. Rifian culture is the breath of Morocco, the flame that connects people to the Rif Mountains, a song that echoes from the cliffs to the shore, where every note is a memory, every dance a dream. Morocco is a land of resilient women, spreading hope from the desert to the mountains. In Mamad, Rifian women like Layla El Idrisi run nomad camps, teaching visitors how to make harira rif and telling the stories of Rif women warriors. In Malay Idris, artisans like Zohra El Amrani weave Zruwal rugs, which are sold at international mausems. Cooperatives like the Tamry Women's Collective produce argan butter, with women like Khadija El Fassi at the helm. In Sefru, women like Amina El Houari press olive oil and set up shop in the souk. Educators like Fatima Mernisai from Fez inspire with feminist books. Festivals like the Festival de Femmes in Nader celebrate women's Rif poetry. Despite the inequalities they face, Moroccan women, from the Sfenge sellers of Asyla to the artists of Toadra, are the beacons of innovation, the songs of perseverance, and the forces shaping Morocco. It's where you meet Layla under the star Mamad, hear Zohra talk about carpets, and see their dreams light up the kingdom. Morocco is a land of festivals, and the Festival de Cerises et Olives in Sefru is a song of red earth and olives. Held each June in the town in the foothills of the Atlas, the festival celebrates green olives and cherries from the Fez Meknes region, harvested by people like Khalid El Amrani in ancient orchards. The olive fields, with their red earth and shaded by trees, are the setting for a dazzling festival where the scent of olive oil mingles with the sounds of the oud. The festival opens with a parade, with farmers in Jalaba carrying baskets of olives and cherries. Malhan music and tbal drums add to the atmosphere. Food includes zaitoun makdour, salted olives, and sfenge donuts. Events such as olive pressing competitions and artisan markets attract thousands of visitors. Visitors can take part in an oil pressing workshop or stroll through the orchards of Belil. The festival is more than just agriculture, it is Sefru's way of telling the story of the land, a beacon of joy and togetherness. It is where you taste olives under the shade of trees, hear grandmothers talk about the harvest, and see communities come together in laughter. The Festival de Cerises et Olives is the soul of Morocco, the fragrant music of fields and mountains, the kingdom's way of sharing the flavor of its red soil. Morocco is a hub of art, and Azru is a place where forests become masterpieces. In Souk El Had, woodworkers like Youssef El Idrisi use chisels and saws to create tables, chairs, and boxes in floral motifs and Berber geometric shapes. Small workshops, filled with the scent of cedar, are the heart of Azru, a town nestled in the Atlas forest. The woodworking technique, inherited from the Almohads, uses cedar from a frame and natural glue. The Azru Museum displays a 15th century wooden box that tells the story of its role in trade with Andalusia. In the classes at Souk El Arba, visitors can try their hand at wood carving under the guidance of artisans. Projects such as Azru Artisanat support young people to learn the craft, providing a sustainable income. Despite competition from industrial products, Azru woodworkers keep the tradition alive, turning wood into works that are imbued with the soul of Morocco. It is a place where you touch a table, feel the breath of the forest, and see the artisan's hand tell a story through each grain. Woodcraft is the heart of Azru, the creative spark, the way the kingdom turns forests into art, from the Atlas to the world. Morocco is a land of valleys, and Toadra is a place where cliffs tell legends. Situated on the edge of the Atlas, the Toadra Valley is a land of 300-meter-high cliffs, with a turquoise river flowing past date palms and clay villages. The red rocks, carved by wind and water, are a breathtaking backdrop where nature and Berber culture come together. Trekking tours take you through Tinghur, with guides like Rashid El Moussaoui telling you about the tribes that once lived in the caves. Visitors can stay at Dar Toadra, where they can enjoy tangia and pomegranate juice. Projects like Toadra Eco protect the valley from tourist waste. Even in the hot summers, Toadra is still a draw for the Berber festivals at Tamtatut, where Haïdis dances are performed. It's a place where you can stand amid the cliffs, listen to the wind, and feel the power of nature. The Toadra Valley is the soul of Morocco, a flame of eternity, a song of stone, water, and people, inviting you to touch the heart of Atlas, where every step is a story. Morocco is the land of the stars, and the anti-Atlas is where the sky tells dreams. Located in southern Morocco, the Anti-Atlas Range, with its rugged peaks and arid valleys, is a stage for stargazing. At night, millions of stars twinkle, with Orion and the Milky Way like silver ribbons, for a heartwarming experience. Stargazing camps in Tafrit, like Aubaird's Etoiles, offer Berber tents where you listen to Amard music and eat tagines under the stars. Guides like Omar El Amrani use telescopes to point out the constellation Scorpio. Projects like Anti-Atlas Stargazing protect the sky from light pollution. Visitors can trek through the Amon Valley, see ancient rock paintings, and camp. It's where you lie in the sand, feel the cosmos embrace you, and dream of faraway worlds. Stargazing at Anti-Atlas is a song of eternity, Morocco's way of connecting people to the sky, a flame of wonder where every star is a dream, every light a story. Morocco is a land of flavors, and Andalusian cuisine is a call to memory. Maklouba, rice balls with chicken, eggplant, and saffron, is a staple in Tétouan, a nod to the Al-Andalus heritage. Bruit, triangular pastries stuffed with cheese and honey, are a Riyadh appetizer. Rfissa Andalus, chicken with rice paper and saffron sauce, is a festive dish in Chef Jawan. At Souk El Fouki, you can taste al-bastilla, sweet pigeon pie, and drink sharbat, rose water. Cooking classes at Riyadh Andalus, Tétouan, led by chefs like Aisha El Fassi, teach how to make chebakia. Andalusian cuisine is influenced by 13th century Spain, with dishes like sweet harira. Festivals like the Andalus Festival in Chef Jawan celebrate Maklouba, where you sit in the courtyard of a riad, taste bruit, and listen to Andalus music. Andalusian cuisine is the heart of Morocco, the way people share memories, the fire that warms every table, from the Medina to the Rif Mountains. Morocco is the guardian of the forest, with conservation efforts keeping Tamry evergreen. Located near Agadir, the Tamry forest is home to argan trees and the rare bald ibis. The argan forests, with their deep roots and green leaves, are the lungs of the Atlantic coast, where Berber women harvest argan fruit. Cooperatives like Tamry Green, led by women like Zainab El Houari, produce argan oil and plant new trees. In Tamry, visitors can join in argan picking or learn about ibis. Organizations like Moroccan Green Coast protect the forest from overgrazing. Despite facing desertification, Morocco is a pioneer with its Tamry Forever policy. It is a place where you can walk through the forest, hear the ibis, and see the vitality of the land. Conserving the Tamry forest is Morocco's commitment, the flame that keeps the Atlantic alive, the kingdom's way of protecting its green heritage, where each argan tree tells a story of land and people. Morocco is a center of trade, with the port of Asyla a picture of the Mediterranean. As early as the 10th century, Asyla was a stopover for Phoenician traders, transporting silk, spices, and ceramics across the Strait of Gibraltar. The Asyla Medina, with its white walls and colorful murals, is where commerce meets art. The Al-Qamra fortress, with its bronze cannons, protected the port from pirates. The Asyla Museum displays Idrisid vases and Venetian maps, telling of trade with Genoa. Medina tours take you through the Souk El Kabir, where you can eat kefta and buy Rif rugs. Festivals like the Asyla Arts Festival relive the legacy of trade with paintings and Garnati music. While global trade has changed, Asyla maintains its legacy through its workshops. It's where you step through the Medina gates, see the murals, and feel the pulse of the Mediterranean. Port trade is the soul of Morocco, the flame that connects the continents, the way the kingdom continues its legend from the coast to the Sahara. Chef Jawan, a turquoise gem nestled at the foot of the Rif Mountains, is a place where walls tell stories in color. Known as Morocco's Blue Pearl, this city is not only famous for its stunning turquoise alleyways but also for its mural art, where each stroke is a whisper of the artist and his memory. From the Berber floral prints on the walls of the Medina to the modern abstractions of Place Yuda El Hammam, Chef Jawan is a living museum, where art meets the mountain breeze and Mediterranean sun. Chef Jawan's mural art dates back to the 15th century, when Jews and Moors from Andalusia brought with them the tradition of painting walls in the color blue, symbolizing the sky and purity. The alleys around Souk El Had, with their houses painted in shades of light to dark blue, are a stage for artists such as Youssef El Amrani, who paints geometric zellige patterns and carnations using natural pigments from the indigo plant. Each wall tells a story. One depicts a caravan through the Rif, another depicts Mount Tasuka under moonlight. Today, young artists such as Zohra El Fassi add modern touches, with images of Rif women in Mendel or the waves of the Al Hoceima Sea, creating a fusion of tradition and innovation. Every year in July, Chef Jawan's Festival de Arts Muros transforms the Medina into a giant art gallery. International and local artists, from Morocco to Spain, gather to paint on the walls, with the ajoun playing and the scent of sphenge wafting from the stalls. Visitors can take a painting workshop at Riad Sharifa, learn how to mix paint from an artisan, or wander the alleyways to discover the Green Museum, where a work of art appears on every corner. The paintings are not only beautiful but also meaningful. One wall in Souk El Kabir depicts the 1921 Rif resistance, featuring the warrior Abdelkrim El Khattabi, while another near the Grande Mosque depicts a dove, the symbol of peace. Morocco is a symphony of sand, stone, and people. Where you ride through Mamad, feel the heartbeat of North Africa in the Rifian music. Where you stand before Malay Idris, see the fire of Idris' eye. Where you eat maklouba in Tetuan, gaze at the stars in Anti-Atlas, and admire the women of Tamry. Where you touch the wood of Azru, dream with the waves of Asyla, and hear the wind of Toadra. Morocco is the land of Sefru, of Layla and Zohra. From the olive grove to the Tamry forest, from Toadra to the Asyla souk, Morocco is a place where every moment is a star, every story is a flame. Come, let your heart beat with the music of the wind, let your soul find joy, and let this journey become an endless memory. What has captivated you? Share in the comments, we want to continue this song with you. Let your heart beat to the rhythm of Colombia, where the Andes mountains sing like a legendary symphony, carrying the scent of coffee from the Risaralda valleys, where the dawn paints the forest canopy in a golden hue. From the colorful alleys of Santa Fe to Antioquia, the lively sound of Porro blends with the laughter of Rakira ceramicists, like a song of South America. Colombia is more than a land, it is a powerful breath, where the Amazon tells ancient legends, the walls of Bogotá paint modern dreams, and every glance is a note that stirs the soul. This is where nature burns, culture dances, and history lights up dreams. Are you ready to be swept away by the whirlwind of Colombian colors, music, and stories? What makes you yearn to touch the heartbeat of South America? Share your dreams in the comments and join us on an adventure through the land where every moment is a symphony, every smile is an eternal masterpiece. Colombia, the jewel in the northwest corner of South America, is where the Caribbean Sea and the Pacific Ocean meet, creating a symphony of waves, mountains, and deep forests. Bordered by Venezuela, Brazil, Peru, Ecuador, and Panama, Colombia boasts more than 2,000 kilometers of coastline, from the sparkling white sands of Parque Tayrona, where you can snorkel and scuba dive the coral reefs, to the pristine bays of Bahia Solano, where humpback whales swim every winter. Covering more than 1.1 million square kilometers, Colombia is one of the most biodiverse countries in the world, where the majestic Andes, the endless Amazon, and the Arauca Plains create a breathtaking landscape. Purus National Park, where the Purus volcano spews white smoke over lush valleys, is a trekker's paradise, with hot springs and Andean condor soaring overhead. Tequendama Falls, near Bogotá, cascades from cliffs like a silver ribbon, creating a mystical scene amid the mist. The San Bernardo Archipelago, with its islets like Casa en el Agua, is where you can sleep in a hammock in the ocean, lulled by the waves. The Arauca Delta, with its flocks of storks and river crocodiles, is where you can paddle through flooded canals under a fiery sunset. In Colombia, nature is more than just a landscape, it is a living masterpiece, where every mountain, every wave is a chapter in the story of creation, inviting you to discover the pulse of the earth. Colombia is a land of resilient warriors, where people have faced the darkness of history to ignite a flame of hope. The Spanish arrived on the Caribbean coast in 1499, founding New Granada with Santa Marta and Popayan at its heart, leaving behind a legacy of architecture and culture. The War of Independence, led by Simón Bolívar and José María Córdoba, broke out in 1810 and culminated in the victory of Puente de Boyaca in 1819, giving birth to a free Colombia. But the 20th century brought harsh challenges. La Violencia, 1948 to 1958, left hundreds of thousands dead, and conflicts with guerrilla groups like the FARC, along with drug trafficking, left deep scars. The Quinta de San Pedro Alejandrino Museum in Santa Marta, where Bolívar died, houses his paintings and personal belongings, telling of his dream of unifying South America. The Bogotazo riots of 1948, following the assassination of Jorge Eliezer Gaitan, were a painful milestone, but also a moment of solidarity. The 2016 peace accord, signed in Havana, ushered in a new era, with former FARC fighters participating in reforestation projects in Putumayo. Today, Colombia celebrates National Reconciliation Day on November 16th, with concerts, photo exhibitions, and community projects such as building schools in Chaco. Colombia's history is an ever-burning flame, a lesson in how a people turn pain into strength, writing a future where peace is the guiding principle. Colombia is home to indigenous cultures, and the Ember people of the Chaco rainforest are the spiritual guardians of nature. Living in palafitos on the river, the Ember use bamboo and palm leaves to build their communities in harmony with the forest. They are known for their chunga basket weaving, with motifs of animals like jaguars and toucans, each telling a story about the land. Their clothing, with colorful paruma skirts and beaded necklaces, is a symbol of pride and identity. Ember ceremonies, such as Jaibana, use drums and flutes to connect with forest spirits, with healers sharing their knowledge of medicinal herbs. Their food, such as sancocho de pescado, fish soup with green plantains, and balos de maize, steamed corn cakes, is rich in the flavors of the river and the forest. In Quibdó, visitors can take community tours, learn to weave baskets, or hear myths about Jabi, the jaguar god. Despite deforestation and modernization, the Ember have preserved their Ember Chami language and customs through community schools. Festivals like the Fiesta del Rio in Nuki celebrate Ember culture, with dances and floats on the river. Ember culture is a hymn to nature, a reminder that Colombia is a place where ancient values still resonate, a flame that connects people to the earth. Colombia is a land of vibrant festivals, and the Festival del Viento y los Cometas in Villa Deva is South America's high-flying dream. Held each August, the colonial town transforms into a colorful sky, with thousands of giant kites shaped like dragons, birds, and flowers soaring over the Boyaca Plateau. Kite masters like Don Alvaro meticulously craft their creations from silk and bamboo, competing to win the title of Rey del Cielo in categories of creativity and height. The festival is all about Porro music, with bands playing in the Plaza Mayor, where people dance in the sun. Festival food includes coquetas, coconut sweets, longaniza, grilled sausages, and hot agua de panela. Events like the Conc Urso Infantil encourage children to make their own kites, while LED nightly kite shows create a fairy tale-like atmosphere. The festival is more than just kites and wind. It's Villa Deva's way of telling the story of creativity, from Boyaca farmers to young artists, a beacon of joy and unity. Visitors can take part in kite-making workshops, learn how to fly kites amid the green hills. The Festival del Viento is the soul of Colombia, where dreams soar, the music of freedom under the South American sky. Colombia is the world's coffee capital, and the Risaralda region of Eje Cafetero is where Arabica beans tell a story of passion, labor, and the land. The coffee hills of Pereira, with their rich basalt soil and morning mist, are where farmers like Don Hernan pick ripe coffee cherries and dry them on brick patios under the Andean sun. Coffee tours at Hacienda San Alberto allow visitors to take part in the process from harvest to roasting, with a cup of café de finca, with notes of bergamot and dark chocolate. The Risaralda Coffee Museum in Dos Quebradas displays antique presses and tells the story of coffee's journey from colonial times to global brand. At cafes like Café Don Manolo in Santa Rosa de Cabal, you can sip lattes with crispy buñuelos. Cooperatives like Coop Café in Bolín de Umbria support small farmers, ensure fair trade, and protect biodiversity. Coffee festivals in Marsella, with barista competitions and a coffee float parade, celebrate this heritage. Risaralda coffee is more than just a drink. It's the soul of the Andes, Colombia's way of sharing its hard work and pride with the world. Every cup is a story, from seed to your lips, a lingering aroma. Colombia is the guardian of the Andes, where conservation efforts keep the majestic mountain range breathing. The Colombian Andes, from Nariño to Boyaca, are home to more than 3,000 species of plants and animals, from the Andean spectacled bear to the Cattleya orchid. The Los Farallones de Cali Reserve is where ecologists and indigenous Guambianos work together to protect jaguars and carnauba trees, using camera traps and GPS to track the animals. Communities in Pasto are involved in quinua replanting projects, restoring land eroded by livestock. Tourists can take ecotours in the Valle de Cocra, hike through cloud forests, and learn about conservation from guides like Dona Lucia. Organizations like Fundación Proavis rescue condor birds and educate children about biodiversity. Even in the face of deforestation and climate change, Colombia is leading the way with policies like Andes Vivo, which expands protected areas in Santander. Andean conservation is more than just saving mountains, it's a commitment to preserving the heart of Colombia, the country's way of protecting its green heritage for future generations. Colombia is a land of music, and Porro, a traditional Caribbean rhythm, is the breath of the countryside. Born in the fields of Sucre, Porro combines clarinets, trombones, and bombo drums to create a rhythm as captivating as the wind through sugarcane fields. Artists like Pacho Golan and La Sonora Cordobesa, with songs like Cumbia sobre el mar, have taken Porro from village festivals to the international stage. San Pelayo's Porro Festival, held each June, sees bands compete for the title of Rey del Porro, with dancers in red tutus and sombreros performing in the sun. At bars like La Casa del Porro in Monteria, you can dance until midnight, sipping ronanejo and eating mote de queso, cheese soup. Cincelejo's music schools teach Porro to children, ensuring the legacy lives on. Porro is more than just music, it's the heartbeat of the Caribbean, Colombia's way of telling stories about the countryside, the fire that connects hearts across the endless plains. Colombia is a living museum of architecture, and Santa Fe de Antioquia, Mother City, is a dazzling colonial gem. Located in the Toadra Valley, the town is characterized by cobblestone streets, whitewashed houses with blue-tinted windows, and curved red-tiled roofs. The Nuestra Señora de Chiquinquirá Church, with its Baroque facade and tall bell tower, is where people gather during Christmas, with vigils and lanterns. The Puente de Occidente, West Bridge, a 19th-century ironwork spanning the Cauca River, is a town icon, a place to stroll and watch the sunset. The Juan del Corral Museum, once the home of a revolutionary, now houses antique letters and furniture. In Barrio El Llano, colonial homes have been turned into boutique inns serving arroz atolado, meat and rice stew, by candlelight. Conservation projects in Jardin are restoring old churches, turning them into cultural spaces. Santa Fe de Antioquia is more than just architecture, it's a history book, where the Spanish era meets the modern, showing how Colombia preserves its past and embraces its future. Colombia is a hotbed of creative entrepreneurship, where young minds are shaping the future with bold ideas. In Bogotá, companies like Habi, a digital real estate platform, have revolutionized home buying, helping people in Bucaramanga access affordable housing. Innovators in Medellín, like the team at Make Sense, develop STEM education projects for children in the slums, from robotics to coding. Innovation hubs like InnovaLab in Pereira are where young entrepreneurs test out ideas, from health tracking apps to recycled toys. For example, startup Ecoladrillos creates building bricks from recycled plastic, which are being used to build schools in La Guajira. Events like Colombia Startup in Cartagena bring together investors and engineers, with projects like solar lanterns for rural areas. Despite funding challenges, Colombian entrepreneurs, from self-taught coders in Barranquilla to designers in Cali, are leading the wave of innovation. Colombia's creative startups are the beacon of the future, the country's way of pushing boundaries to reach new horizons. Colombia is a hotbed of art, and Rakira Ceramics in Boyacá is where clay tells stories of culture and creativity. Dubbed the ceramics capital of Colombia, Rakira is characterized by its colorfully painted houses and shops filled with ceramic vases, statues, and flower pots. Artists like Dona Mercedes use local red clay, fired in traditional wood-fired kilns, to create works with motifs of suns, birds, and flowers, each piece a piece of Boyacá's soul. Rakira ceramic techniques, inherited from the Muisca people, include carving and painting with natural mineral pigments. Ceramics such as cazuelas, earthenware pots, are used to cook tamales, while chivas, colorful buses, are popular souvenirs. At festivals such as the Feria Artesanal de Rakira, visitors can take part in pottery workshops, learning how to knead clay and paint designs. Projects such as the Escuela de Ceramica support young women to learn the craft, providing a sustainable income. Despite competition from industrial products, Rakira artisans keep the tradition alive, turning clay into art. Rakira ceramics are more than just a craft, they are Colombia's way of telling the story of the land, the creative spark that lights Boyaca. Colombia is a hotbed of creativity, and Medellín, the fashion capital of South America, is where sustainable threads weave the dream of a greener planet. In the small workshops of El Poblado, young designers like Ana Sofia Restrepo are turning plastic waste into stunning dresses that sparkle under the runway lights. Sustainable fashion in Medellín is more than just clothes, it's a movement, a manifesto of rebirth, where every stitch tells a story about the environment, the community, and Colombia's identity. Brands like Verde Vivo use recycled plastic bottle fabrics, combined with Cana Flecha, a native plant, to create collections of maxi dresses and coats with prints inspired by Amazonian orchids. At markets like Plaza Minorista, you can find tote bags woven from corn husks, made by the indigenous Nasa women of Cauca, each a work of art with a message of conservation. Events like Colombia Moda, which takes place every July, are a stage for Medellín to show off its green credentials, with thousands of people attending shows that feature everything from recycled silk dresses to shoes made from recycled rubber. Projects like Moda Circular in Comuna 8 train young people from disadvantaged areas in design and sewing, turning discarded fabric into trendy shirts. Designers like Juan Pablo Socaras collaborate with indigenous weavers to create haute couture collections where Embra and Waya prints blend with modern styles. In trendy cafes like Pergamino, you can find designers discussing biofabrics made from mushrooms, a new frontier in sustainable fashion. Despite the challenges of production costs, Medellín is leading the way with initiatives like Textiles Verdes, a coalition of brands committed to reducing textile waste by 50% by 2030. Sustainable fashion in Medellín is a song of innovation, Colombia's way of turning trash into gold, a spark that connects art, the environment, and people. Every dress, every bag is a promise for the future, the way this city dresses itself in the dream of South America, brilliant and endless. Colombia is a land of journeys, and Leticia, the gateway to the Amazon, is where community-based tourism opens the door to the heart of nature and culture. Located at the meeting point of Colombia, Brazil, and Peru, Leticia is a small town on the Amazon River, where wooden boats ferry visitors through sparkling tributaries, amid towering trees, and the calls of howler monkeys. Community-based tourism here is more than just exploration, it's a deep dialogue with the indigenous people, a way to tap into the soul of the forest and learn how to protect it. Ticuna communities in Puerto Nariño, known as the Venice of the Amazon, welcome visitors with wooden houses on stilts where you can stay overnight and listen to elders tell stories about Iwa, the pink dolphin god. Locally run tours, like a boat tour on Lake Tarapato, let you spot river dolphins and hoatzins, while learning about medicinal plants like Una de Gato from local guides like Don Jacinto. In villages like Macagua, visitors can try their hand at bark painting, an ancient Ticuna art, or learn how to make casabe from wild cassava. Community cuisine, such as mojo joy, fried larvae, and piruruca soup, brings unique Amazonian flavors to family meals served on banana leaves. Projects like Amazonas Sustainable support the construction of eco-camps using solar energy and rainwater harvesting systems. Despite the challenges of mass tourism, Leticia has maintained its community-based model, with initiatives like Turismo con Sentido, which ensures that 80% of tourism income goes to local people. Festivals like the Festival de la Confraternidad Amazonica, with its Ticuna dances and artisan markets, allow visitors to immerse themselves in the culture of the forest. Community-based tourism in Leticia is a song of connection, Colombia's way of inviting you to enter the Amazon not just as a tourist, but as a friend of the forest. Every trip is a journey of learning, a fire that ignites her love for nature, and is Leticia's way of keeping the heart of the Amazon beating. Colombia is a dazzling symphony of nature, history, and people. Where you stand at the Tequendama Falls, feel the pulse of South America in the purest winds. Where you walk through Quinta de San Pedro, see Bolivar's flame of freedom still burning. Where you fly a kite in Villa Deva, taste sancocho de pescado in Quibdó, and take photos under Rakira pottery. Where you admire the Chiquinquirá church, dream with the Habi startup, and sing Porro in San Pelayo. Colombia is the land of the Ember people, kite makers, and coffee farmers. From the Jibana ritual to the Kite Festival, from the Andean condor to the Boyaca pottery, Colombia is a place where every moment is a color, every smile is a melody. Come to Colombia, let your heart beat with the breath of South America, let your soul find joy in diversity, and let this journey become an everlasting memory. What got you hooked in Colombia? Share your South American dream in the comments, we'd love to continue writing it with you. Welcome to the journey of discovery of the world. Today we explore the land of the oldest cars in the world. Imagine yourself walking down the sun-drenched streets of Havana, where the sound of saxophones blends with the rhythm of conga drums, the brilliant vintage cars glide by like time-honored gems, and the aroma of Cuban coffee blends with the salty smell of the sea. This is Cuba, the island where the Caribbean pulses in every stone, every smile, and every dance. Cuba is a symphony of passion, history, and endless dreams, where every moment is a song, every story is an eternal flame. Have you ever dreamed of a place like this? Share your thoughts in the comments. What makes you most curious about Cuba? Join us as we embark on a journey to discover this island of fire, where your heart will beat with the Caribbean. Cuba, the Caribbean's greatest jewel, lies at the crossroads of the Atlantic Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Caribbean Sea, just 93 miles south of Key West, Florida, with Jamaica and Haiti to the east and Mexico to the west. Cuba's 3,500-mile coastline is lined with gorgeous beaches, like Varadero, where the powdery white sand and turquoise waters sparkle in the sun, inviting you to take a dip in the warm waters. Bahia de Coquinos, with its underwater rainbow-colored coral reefs, is a scuba diver's paradise, where dolphins and sharks roam free. Further west, the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Vinales Valley is home to limestone magotes, towering over lush tobacco fields like giants guarding the sky. The tropical rainforest of Topes de Calantes, with silver waterfalls cascading from cliffs, brings birdsong and the breath of the forest. Cuba's strategic location at the crossroads of culture and commerce has shaped the island's unique natural beauty, from its gorgeous beaches to its majestic mountains. In Cuba, nature is more than just a landscape, it is a living poem, where every wind and wave tells the story of the island's eternity. Cuba is a land of revolutionary dreams, where courage has written history. In 1959, Fidel Castro, Che Guevara, and other brave soldiers led a movement that changed the fate of the island, transforming Cuba into a symbol of resilience. In Havana's Revolution Square, a giant portrait of Che Guevara, his eyes burning, and the words, "Hasta la victoria siempre," forever victorious, is a reminder of the indomitable spirit. The Museum of the Revolution houses mementos from the struggle, faded black and white photographs, old jeeps, and touching handwritten letters from soldiers. But the legacy of the revolution lives on in more than just museums, it lives on in the hearts of its people, in the stories told over dinner tables, in the songs of freedom sung in small cafes. Cuba teaches us that a small flame of hope can light up an entire nation, and that freedom is worth fighting for. In Cuba, music is the heartbeat, dance is the breath. From the cobblestone streets of Havana to the vibrant squares of Santiago de Cuba, the sounds of conga drums, guitars, and the rhythms of salsa, son, and rumba ring out an irresistible invitation. In a small bar in the old town, you'll see couples twirling, their steps light as clouds, their smiles as bright as the Caribbean sun. At Santiago's Casa de la Trova, guitarists sing Son Cubano, sweet as molasses, songs of love, nostalgia, and joy. Santiago de Cuba's carnival is a whirlwind of color, with parades in extravagant costumes, frenetic comparsas, and pounding drums that rock the city. In Cuba, music and dance are more than just art, they are the way people express their hearts, how they live and love every day. Havana, the heart of Cuba, is a place where the past and present come together in a living mosaic. The historic district of La Habana Vieja, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a maze of cobblestone streets, colonial buildings with wrought iron balconies, and tree-lined squares. Vintage cars from the 1950s, Chevrolets, Fords, Buicks painted in bright reds, blues, and yellows, glide by like living works of art, carrying memories of an old Cuba. Along the Malecon, where the Caribbean waves crash against the shore, you'll see Havana residents gathering to fish, chat, or watch the sunset glow like a fiery painting. Small cafes serve strong Cubano coffee, where locals sit for hours discussing baseball, the national sport, or sharing stories of everyday life. Havana is more than a city, it's the soul of Cuba, where every street corner is a song, every moment a memory. Cuba is a cradle of art, where every stroke and every melody is a voice of the soul. The street murals in Havana, in vibrant shades of red, yellow, and blue, tell the story of the lives, loves, and aspirations of the people. The National Museum of Fine Arts in Havana showcases masterpieces by artists like Wilfredo Lam, who combined Afro-Cuban culture with surrealism to create works that are vibrant and mysterious. Music is the lifeblood of Cuban art. From romantic boleros to vibrant Afro-Cuban rhythms, every tune tells a story. Artists like Compay Segundo and the Buena Vista Social Club have taken Cuban music to the world, with songs like Chon Chon resonating everywhere. Cuban ballet dancers, trained at the National Ballet School, are renowned for their virtuosity and intense emotion. In Cuba, art is more than just something to be admired, it is a way for people to express their joys, their pain, and their dreams. Cuban women are the fire, the heart, and soul of the island. They are not only mothers and wives, but also leaders, artists, fighters, and innovators, shaping the Cuban identity for generations. During the revolution, women like Celia Sanchez and Vilma Espin stood up, fought alongside Fidel and Che, organized logistics, communicated, and even took up arms to defend the cause of freedom. Sanchez, with her sharp intellect and courage, is considered one of the architects of the revolution, a symbol of the resilience of Cuban women. Today, Cuban women continue to shine. They are the salsa dancers who lead the parades at Carnival Santiago, their passionate moves telling the island's story with every movement. Artists like Omar Portuondo, the legendary singer of the Buena Vista Social Club, have taken Cuban music to the world, with her sweet yet powerful voice that echoes love and nostalgia for her homeland. In science and education, Cuban women make up more than half of all researchers and university professors, leading medical and biotech projects, such as the development of Cuba's famous vaccine. Cuban women are also the custodians of culture. In Vinales, they grow tobacco and roll cigars with unparalleled skill, transforming the leaves into art. In the neighborhoods of Havana, they open paladas, private restaurants, serving traditional dishes like ropa vieja and tostines, bringing a taste of home to visitors. Despite the hardships they face, Cuban women live with a radiant smile, host community gatherings, teach rumba, and pass down folklore to their children. They are the unquenchable flame, the guiding light of Cuba's future, and proof that the strength of a nation begins in the hearts of its women. Cuban culture is a unique blend of Spanish, African, and Caribbean heritage, with Afro-Cuban heritage being a big part of it. Rumba, with its pounding drums and energetic steps, originated with the African communities brought to Cuba during colonial times. In Havana's Callahan de Hamel neighborhood, colorful murals and weekend rumba shows pay tribute to Afro-Cuban heritage, where you can feel the beat of the conga drums as the heartbeat of the island. The Santeria religion, a fusion of African and Catholic beliefs, is a central part of spiritual life. Rituals with music, dance, and white dress pay homage to the Orisha deities. Afro-Cuban dishes, such as ajiaco, a hearty soup of sweet potatoes, corn, and meat, signify the melting pot of cultures. Afro-Cuban heritage is the fire that warms the heart of the island, inspiring its music, art, and way of life. Cuba is home to world-famous cigars and rums that tell the story of the land and its people. In the Vinales Valley, lush green tobacco fields stretch out under the shadow of the Magotes Hills. Farmers skillfully roll each cohiba, or Monte Cristo, transforming the tobacco into an art form. Smoking a Cuban cigar, with its rich flavor and aromatic smoke, is a way to touch the soul of the island. Cuban rum, like Havana Club, is the essence of sugar cane. In Havana bars, bartenders mix mojitos, daiquiris, and Cuba Libres with skill, turning each cocktail into a work of art. A glass of rum tells the story of sugarcane fields, salsa nights, and the free spirit of the Cuban people. Tobacco and rum are more than just products, they are symbols of the island's passion and creativity. Cuba is a living history book, with chapters from the Spanish colonial era. The UNESCO World Heritage City of Trinidad is a place where time seems to stand still, with its cobblestone streets, pastel-colored houses, and ancient churches. Trinidad's Plaza Mayor, with its arches and bronze statues, tells the story of the sugar boom, when Cuba was the center of Caribbean trade. Havana's El Morro Fortress, built in the 16th century, stands tall over the bay, protecting the island from pirates and enemies. Every evening, the ceremonial firing of cannons at El Morro draws hundreds of people, a reminder of the glorious past. The colonial palaces and mansions of Cienfuegos, known as the Pearl of the South, are a testament to the wealth and culture of this era. Cuba's colonial history is a colorful tapestry, where the past is alive in every stone and every story. Cuba isn't just living in the past, it's an island in transition, with big dreams. In recent years, Cuba has opened up to the world, from restoring international relations to developing sustainable tourism. Boutique hotels are springing up in restored colonial buildings, breathing new life into Havana and Trinidad. Young Cuban entrepreneurs are starting businesses, from art cafes to music studios, breathing new life into the economy. Technology is also changing Cuba. While internet access was once a luxury, public Wi-Fi hotspots in Havana and Santiago are now places for young people to gather, share ideas, and connect with the world. Environmental conservation projects, like protecting the coral reefs of Jardins de la Reina, show Cuba's commitment to a green future. 21st century Cuba is a blend of tradition and innovation, where people continue to write new chapters with passion and resilience. Agriculture is at the heart of Cuba, where fertile soils nurture the products that have made the island famous. The Vinales Valley is famous not only for its tobacco, but also for its coffee and sugar plantations, where farmers diligently tend their crops under the Caribbean sun. Cuban coffee, grown on the hillsides of the Sierra Maestra, has a rich flavor, often enjoyed in small cups, awakening the senses. Cuba has also pioneered organic farming, with urban gardens in Havana, where people grow vegetables and herbs right in the city, creating an admirable model of sustainability. Sugar, once Cuba's white gold, is still a big part of the economy, with fields stretching across Matanzas. Cuban farmers don't just grow crops, they tell a story of connection to the land, of perseverance and love for their land. Cuba, a vibrant Caribbean island known for its stunning beaches, vibrant salsa music, and revolutionary heritage, is also a top destination for medical tourism, where wellness meets culture. With an internationally recognized health system, Cuba has become a hotspot for travelers seeking high-quality, affordable healthcare. Located at the crossroads of the Atlantic Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico, and the Caribbean Sea, just 93 miles from Florida, Cuba combines cutting-edge medical care with natural beauty and hospitality to create a unique experience. Cuba's healthcare system, built after the 1959 revolution, is a source of national pride. Cuba has the highest ratio of doctors per capita in the world, with modern hospitals like Havana's Sierra Garcia catering to international patients. Notable medical services include cancer treatment, neurological care, and cosmetic surgery, at much lower costs than in the United States or Europe. For example, the Cuban-developed CIMAVAX lung cancer vaccine has attracted thousands of patients from around the world. In addition, rehabilitation programs for Parkinson's disease and substance abuse are personalized, incorporating relaxation therapy in a peaceful Caribbean setting. Medical tourism in Cuba is not just about healing, it's also about experiencing culture. After treatments, patients can stroll the Malecón, watch the sunset, or enjoy a mojito at the historic bar La Bodeguita del Medio. The Vinales Valley, with its fresh air and lush landscape, is an ideal place to recover. Resorts in Varadero offer spa packages that incorporate traditional Cuban medicine, such as a tobacco leaf massage or Afro-Cuban herbal therapy. Cuba is a land of festivals, where communities come together to celebrate life. In addition to Santiago's Carnival, lesser-known local festivals like the Parrandas de Remedios Festival are a unique highlight. In the town of Remedios, in December, people split into two groups and compete to create dazzling fireworks, giant floats, and vibrant musical performances that turn the entire town into a giant stage. The San Juan Festival in Camagüey is another time for locals to celebrate, with horse parades, outdoor parties, and traditional dances. Smaller festivals, like the Harvest Festival in Vinales, celebrate the work of farmers, with rum parties, live music, and local dishes like lechon asado, roasted pig. These festivals are more than just fun, they're a way for Cubans to connect with each other, share their culture, and keep the community spirit alive. Cuba is an endless symphony of colors, sounds, and emotions. It's where you walk the streets of Havana, listen to the salsa, and feel the pulse of the island. It's where you stand before a portrait of Che Guevara and see the flames of revolution still burning. It's where you sip a mojito, smoke a cigar, and lose yourself in the rhythm of rumba. It's where you explore Varadero Beach, the Vinales Valley, and the fortress of El Morro. Cuba is where you listen to the poetry of José Martí, enjoy coffee from the Sierra Maestra, and join in the parrandas. It is where you admire the strength of Cuban women, from Celia Sanchez to Omar Portuondo, who have shaped the soul of the island. From Afro-Cuban heritage to innovation, from organic farming to magical literature, Cuba is an island where every moment is a song, every smile a story. Come to Cuba, let your heart beat to the Caribbean rhythm, let your soul find joy in simple things, and let this journey become an everlasting memory. What attracted you to Cuba? Share your story in the comments. We want to hear about your Caribbean dream. Have you ever imagined a country where you could hear a different language, taste a new food, or encounter a completely different culture just a few miles away? That's Indonesia, the world's largest archipelago nation with over 17,000 islands, where majestic nature and gentle people coexist. From the misty volcanoes of Bromo, the vibrant coral reefs of Raja Aat, to the ancient rituals of the Toraja people, Indonesia is not a journey for those in a hurry, but for those who crave cultural depth and untouched beauty. Subscribe to the channel to join in on amazing journeys like this, and don't forget to leave a comment if you've been to Indonesia or want to explore this land. Now, let's get started. Starting the journey to discover the beauty of Indonesia, it is impossible not to mention the majestic volcanoes, where the power of nature and the sacredness of the cultural life of the indigenous people converge. Located on the Pacific Ring of Fire, Indonesia owns hundreds of active volcanoes, creating spectacular landscapes that are unique in the world. Among them, Mount Bromo in East Java stands out as a sacred symbol. When dawn breaks, the thin smoke rising from the crater blends with the orange-yellow light, turning the entire Toadra Valley into a surreal picture. Not far away, Mount Merapi, a fierce and frequently erupting volcano, has a beauty that is both enchanting and full of warning. Going further east, Mount Rinjani stands tall on Lombok Island with the dreamy turquoise crater Lake Segra Anak. Mount Ijen stuns visitors with its blue fire phenomenon that burns at night, and its brilliant blue acid lake, a rare wonder in the world. Not only impressive for its landscape, these volcanoes also contain ancient legends, where people believe that the souls of ancestors still reside and are worshipped in sacred rituals. Indonesian volcanoes are the perfect combination of breathtaking beauty, mystical energy, and cultural depth that visitors will never forget. Away from the majestic and fierce volcanoes, we find a gentler land, where art and spirituality intertwine in every breath. That is Bali, the legendary island of Indonesia. In a country with a majority Muslim population, Bali stands out with its unique Hindu culture, creating an interesting but extremely harmonious contrast. On this island, religion is not only a belief but also a way of life. Ancient temples such as Pura Ulen Danu on Lake Brayton or Pura Besaki on Mount Agung are sacred places for people to place their faith, while traditional festivals such as Galungan or Nyepi turn the whole island into a stage of color and meditation. Balinese art is not in a museum, it is present in every dance, every piece of music, every carving on the stone wall, or the handmade masks. The legong, barong dances, the humming gamelan music, and thousands of artists living and creating every day make Bali the artistic soul of Indonesia. Not only does it stop at culture, Bali's nature also captivates anyone, from Uluwatu Beach with its rolling blue waves, to Ubud rice terraces softly winding between the mountains and forests, all creating a gentle symphony for the soul. Bali is a place not only to explore, but also to feel and heal, where every moment carries within it a profound, subtle and meditative beauty. After a few moments of immersing ourselves in the art and spirituality of Bali, it's time to dive into the magical underwater world, known as the underwater paradise of Raja Aat. Located in the west of Papua, Raja Aat is not only a poetic archipelago, but also one of the most beautiful diving spots on the planet. Raja Aat possesses the world's most diverse marine biodiversity, with more than 1,500 species of fish, 600 species of coral, and hundreds of rare marine species. Under the crystal-clear blue water is a colorful kingdom, vibrant coral reefs, schools of groupers, sea turtles, stingrays, and sometimes giant whale sharks quietly swimming by. This place is a paradise for diving enthusiasts. From gentle snorkeling on the water to scuba diving deep into the ocean, each dive is an exciting journey of discovery, as if you are flying through a never-ending shimmering coral forest. Not only the ocean, Raja Aat also impresses with the simple, warm life of the indigenous people. They live mainly by fishing, weaving and marine conservation. The gentle smiles, slow lifestyle, and harmonious relationship between people and nature create a rare peaceful atmosphere. Raja Aat is not only a place to admire the ocean, but also a place to learn to appreciate, preserve and love nature, a precious gem of Indonesia in the vast ocean. From the vibrant coral reefs of Raja Aat, our journey continues to a wild land where time seems to stand still and nature remains in its most primitive state. Komodo National Park, home to the most mysterious creature on the planet, the Komodo dragon. The Komodo dragon is the world's largest lizard, found only on a few Indonesian islands such as Komodo, Rinca and Flores. Reaching a length of up to 3 meters and weighing more than 70 kilograms, the Komodo dragon looks like it came straight out of prehistoric times. Despite their fearsome appearance, they are extremely interesting creatures, possessing intelligent hunting abilities, a keen sense of smell, and can even reproduce asexually in the absence of males. Not only home to giant dragons, Komodo National Park is also home to diverse ecosystems, from sunburnt savanna forests, unique pink beaches, to biologically rich seas. Visitors can trek through the islands to observe wildlife or immerse themselves in the quiet nature, where the sound of wind and waves becomes the soundtrack to an exciting adventure. Besides its ecological beauty, Komodo is also associated with many mysterious folk tales, where the locals believe that this dragon has a sacred connection with their ancestors. Komodo is a place where nature speaks, where humans are no longer the center, but only a small part of the wild and majestic picture of creation. After the amazing experiences in the wild nature of Komodo, now it is time for us to delve deeper into the identity of the Indonesian people, where indigenous communities have preserved and passed down ancient cultures thousands of years old. Of the more than 1,300 ethnic groups living on this archipelago, each group has its own distinct cultural color, creating a unique and multidimensional ethnographic picture. Prominent among them are the Toraja people in Sulawesi, famous for the most mysterious funeral rituals in the world. For them, death is not the end, but a transition to the afterlife. Funerals can last for days, even years, with coffin processions, buffalo sacrifices, and tombs carved right into vertical cliffs, a strange combination of spirituality and sculpture. In the remote mountains of Papua, the Dani people still live according to ancient customs, wearing traditional grass costumes, hunting and holding war-simulating festivals to educate young people about courage. The values of community, connection to nature, and national pride have been maintained through generations. From thatched roof houses to brocade costumes, from harvest festivals to sacred dances, Indigenous Indonesian culture is not just a past, but a living inspiration, reminding us of the richness and resilience of human identity. Continuing our journey to explore the colorful beauty of Indonesia, we stop at one of the country's most spectacular natural attractions, Lake Toba, a blue gem nestled quietly in a giant volcanic crater in North Sumatra. Lake Toba is famous not only for its poetic scenery, but also for its extraordinary geological scale. It is the largest volcanic lake in the world, formed from a catastrophic eruption more than 70,000 years ago. In the middle of the calm lake is Samosir Island, an island in the lake, which preserves the cultural quintessence of the Batak people, one of the ethnic minorities with the strongest identity in Indonesia. On the island, you can encounter traditional Batak houses with curved roofs like wind-gliding boats, attend spiritual ceremonies, listen to the majestic gondang musical instruments, and watch the ancient Toadra dance associated with ancestral beliefs. The Batak people's way of life revolves around family, community, and nature, all of which blend together to create a profound and captivating cultural space. Not only is Lake Toba steeped in history, it is also an ideal place for relaxation and recreation. The landscape here is like a watercolor painting. The deep blue lake, the rolling hills, the fresh air, and the absolute silence, all of which slow down time. Lake Toba is not only a scenic spot, but also a place to find inner peace amidst the hustle and bustle of modern life. After a peaceful moment by Lake Toba, we continue our journey to explore Indonesia through the vibrant life of the cities, where history, culture and modernity blend strongly on every street and every architectural work. Indonesia not only has pristine nature, but is also home to cities that bear the mark of time and constant change. First is Jakarta, the dynamic capital and the economic and political center of the country. Although it stands out with skyscrapers, modern commercial centers and a bustling pace of life, Jakarta still retains many old street corners, Dutch churches, old forts and museums preserving the history of colonial rule. Meanwhile, Yogyakarta is the cultural and historical soul of Java. The city is notable for its royal palace, the Kraton, batik workshops, wayang shadow puppetry, and especially the two World Heritage Sites of Borobudur and Prambanan, majestic Buddhist and Hindu architectural wonders that take us back to the glorious era of ancient kingdoms. Semarang and Surabaya are not to be missed, large cities with many structures in the interwoven Dutch, Chinese, and Islamic architectural styles. Every street corner, every roof tile tells a story about the bustling trading port, about the migrations, and the colonial memories that shape the face of Indonesia today. These cities are not only destinations, but also vivid chapters that write the multi-layered identity of the archipelago country. And now, let your emotions guide you into the vibrant world of art and unique cuisine, where Indonesia tells its story through unforgettable colors and flavors. Indonesian cuisine is a feast of colors and flavors, reflecting the cultural diversity spread across 17,000 islands. You cannot miss nasi goreng, the national fried rice dish, rendang, spicy beef stew with coconut milk that is globally recognized, or satay, grilled meat skewers served with rich peanut sauce. Each dish is a story of the land, of the people, of memories. In addition, the art of batik, a traditional fabric dyeing technique, has been recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage. Batik patterns are not only beautiful but also contain spiritual meanings, expressing status, religion and family stories. The country's rhythmic gamelan music and graceful traditional dances complete the country's multidimensional artistic landscape. From local food festivals to folk performances, Indonesia not only fills your stomach, but also your soul, a fusion of tradition and emotion that touches every sense. Continuing the journey to discover the unique colors of art and flavors, we quietly step into the rustic rural life and traditional craft villages, where the true soul and deep cultural identity of Indonesia are preserved. On the winding hillsides or flooded fields of Java, Bali and Sulawesi, farmers diligently grow rice, coffee and cloves, the products that have made the island nation's name on the world map. Each season is not only a story of livelihood, but also a journey of living in harmony with the land, the rain and the sun. Along the coast, traditional fishing villages appear with the image of Finisai boats catching the wind, the sound of children playing on the sand and bustling seafood markets every morning. Meanwhile, traditional craft villages such as ikat weaving, pottery making, wood carving or iron forging not only preserve the beauty of handicrafts, but are also the cultural pride of each community. Folk festivals, from Thanksgiving to traditional agricultural rituals, revive the spirit of togetherness and deep-rooted spiritual beliefs. This is where Indonesia touches the hearts of travelers quietly but sustainably and deeply. After a slice of human life, it's time to immerse ourselves in the green forest, where Indonesia holds the wildest secrets of the planet. From Borneo, Kalimantan, to Sumatra, this country owns ancient tropical rainforests, where nature still retains its pristine and rare grandeur. This is one of the regions with the highest biodiversity in the world, a common roof for thousands of rare species of animals and plants. In those dense and humid canopies, Bornean orangutans swing on the towering branches, quietly living in the shade. Further away, Sumatran tigers, a ferocious beast on the brink of extinction, silently move through the carpet of rotting leaves. This is also home to Sumatran pygmy elephants, Javan rhinos, clouded leopards, and many other endemic primates and birds with brilliant colors and unique sounds. To preserve this precious biodiversity, Indonesia has established many national parks such as Gunung Luser, Waikambas, Bukit Barisan Selatan, and Tanjung Puting, which not only protect natural habitats, but also open up opportunities for scientific research and responsible ecotourism. However, urban expansion, deforestation for logging, palm oil plantations, and mining have put severe pressure on the forest ecosystem. Fortunately, conservation efforts from the government, international organizations, and local communities are helping to keep Indonesia's forests not only the green lungs of Southeast Asia, but also a symbol of hope for a sustainable future. When leaving the crowded tourist centers and bustling coastlines, Indonesia also attracts visitors with its peaceful small islands, where time seems to slow down and life becomes surprisingly simple. Among them, Gili Islands is famous as a sea paradise with clear blue water like jade, long stretches of white sand and wonderful fresh air. This is an ideal destination for relaxing, diving to see coral, or simply immersing yourself in the magical sunset. Besides Gili, little-known gems such as Belitung and Derawan Islands also attract visitors with their wild natural beauty, and have not been overexploited by tourism. Belitung is known for its majestic granite beaches and quiet beaches, while Derawan stands out for its rich marine ecosystem, and is home to many rare species such as sea turtles, rays, and sometimes even small whales. More than just a paradise for beach lovers, these islands also offer a rare sense of peace. Days here begin with the sound of lapping waves, and end in the quiet purple light of the afternoon. The simple, authentic lives of the locals, from fishermen, craftsmen to street vendors, make every encounter warm and friendly. Small villages, idyllic markets, and traditional festivals still take place regularly, making every trip not only an exploration of beautiful scenery, but also a cultural experience rich in identity. Behind Indonesia's stunning natural beauty and diverse cultural heritage lies the warm hearts and special spirits of its people. Indonesians are renowned for their genuine hospitality, always ready to welcome visitors with warm smiles and attentive care. Although the country has more than 300 ethnic groups and hundreds of languages, they still live in harmony under one roof, where diversity does not mean division, but is the fabric to weave a colorful yet cohesive society. Religion is also an important part of the spiritual life of the people here. From the mosques of Java, Hindu temples in Bali, to the Christian churches and Buddhist temples scattered across the islands, Indonesia demonstrates an admirable tolerance and religious harmony. This is what makes a culture not only rich, but also full of humanity. One of the fundamental values that make up the Indonesian identity is the philosophy of life, gotong royong, the spirit of community support, helping people unite and support each other in all circumstances, from daily work to traditional festivals. This philosophy is not only a social principle but also an inspiration for every trip, where visitors can feel the warmth and deep attachment between people. Through stories, unexpected encounters over a cup of sweet tea, or a simple meal in the countryside, visitors will see the beauty of the spiritual life of the Indonesian people, an inner source of strength that helps this country stay bright and develop sustainably. It is the people here, with their gentleness and friendliness, that make the journey to explore Indonesia meaningful and unforgettable. When the journey ends, perhaps what remains is not just the overwhelming landscape or the rich cuisine, but the feeling of touching a part of the soul of Asia, where tradition and modernity go hand in hand, where nature and people are still closely linked as in the beginning. Indonesia is not a place you just come and go, but a place that makes you want to come back, to explore deeper, to understand better, and sometimes simply to listen to yourself among the natural wonders that still whisper in your ears. And when you leave this country, you will bring more than just photos, you will bring a part of Indonesia in your heart. If you love this journey of discovery, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next interesting videos. And leave a comment to share your feelings or the places you want me to explore in the future. Have you ever heard of a kingdom in the middle of the desert, where there are ancient stone cities carved into the mountains, where there is a Dead Sea, a place where you cannot sink, and where people welcome you with the warmest hospitality? Yes, that is Jordan, a hidden gem in the heart of the Middle East, with a mysterious, ancient and incredibly charming beauty. In today's video, we will explore the unique wonders of Jordan, from the legendary Petra, the surreal Wadi Rum Desert, to the modern city of Amman and the bright Red Sea. If you love travel, culture and destinations off the beaten path, then this is the journey for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment below to share your thoughts. And now, let's start the magical journey to Jordan. Let's start our journey to explore Jordan with an overview to better understand this fascinating land. Jordan is a country located in the Middle East, bordering many countries with great historical and political influence, such as Israel to the west, Syria to the north, Iraq to the east, and Saudi Arabia to the south and southeast. Thanks to this special geographical location, Jordan has long been a cultural crossroads, preserving the imprints of great ancient civilizations such as Roman, Greek, Nabatean, and Islamic. The capital of Jordan is Amman, a vibrant, modern city, but still imbued with history. Amman is not only the political center, but also the cultural and economic heart of the whole country. This city can surprise visitors with its mix of modern skyscrapers and ancient ruins thousands of years old. Jordan covers an area of approximately 89,000 square kilometers with a population of over 10 million people. The terrain is mainly mountains, limestone plateaus and deserts, creating an arid but extremely characteristic landscape. The climate here is semi-arid, with hot and dry summers, while the winters are cool, sometimes rainy, creating ideal conditions for not too harsh exploration journeys. With a rich historical background and unique nature, Jordan promises to bring visitors unforgettable experiences. Leaving the modern streets of Amman, we will enter one of the most legendary destinations not only in Jordan but also in the world, the ancient city of Petra. Nestled among the rocky desert mountains of southern Jordan, Petra is recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site and is named one of the new 7 wonders of the world. What makes Petra special is that the entire city is carved directly into the Pink Cliffs, a rare architectural and artistic feat on Earth. Petra was once the capital of the ancient Nabatean kingdom, a brilliant civilization that once controlled important trade routes in the region. The Nabateans were masters at exploiting water in the dry desert, building a prosperous city with extremely sophisticated water systems, cisterns and stone structures. They left behind a legacy that will amaze anyone who sets foot here. Notable landmarks include the Treasury, Petra's most famous landmark with its intricately carved facade, the monastery, a larger structure than the Treasury and located at a higher elevation, and the Sikh, a narrow alleyway nearly 1 kilometer long leading into Petra, flanked by majestic cliffs. Petra is not just a tourist attraction, but a journey back in time into the history of the ancient Middle East. Continuing our journey to explore Jordan, we head south to admire one of the most spectacular and surreal lands in the Middle East, the Wadi Rum Desert, also known by its enchanting name, Valley of the Moon. This place possesses such breathtaking landscapes that many blockbusters such as The Martian, Dune or Lawrence of Arabia have chosen Wadi Rum as the main setting because of its magical, wild and almost surreal beauty. Wadi Rum is a land of fiery red sandstone, rocky mountains rising high above the ground like towers, and vast valleys stretching to the horizon. Here, visitors can experience many adventurous activities such as riding camels across the desert, joining a speedy jeep tour through the canyons, or sleeping overnight in traditional Bedouin camps, where you can watch thousands of twinkling stars in the quiet desert night sky. Wadi Rum is also home to the nomadic Bedouin people, who have lived in the desert for centuries. They are known for their hospitality, fireside storytelling, and authentic grilled food. Meeting the Bedouins is an essential part of any trip to Wadi Rum, where natural beauty and wild culture blend together into an unforgettable picture. This is more than just a desert, it is another world, where all the senses are awakened. After the magical experiences in the desert, the journey takes us to the most unique and strange destination on the planet, the Dead Sea, known as the lowest point on the Earth's surface, located at an altitude of about -430 meters above sea level. The Dead Sea is located in the border area between Jordan and Israel, a rare natural wonder with both mysterious beauty and hidden medical and geological values. The most famous feature of the Dead Sea is its extremely high salt content, nearly 10 times higher than normal seawater. Therefore, you can float on the water without knowing how to swim, an interesting and unforgettable experience for any tourist. Not only is it a strange natural phenomenon, the Dead Sea is also famous for its mineral-rich mud, which has the effect of curing skin diseases, reducing inflammation and beautifying the skin. Many resorts around the area have exploited this resource for therapeutic tourism. However, this beauty is gradually being threatened. Climate change, resource exploitation, and changes in the flow of the Jordan River have caused water levels to drop rapidly. Experts warn that without protection, this wonder could disappear in the not-too-distant future. The Dead Sea, a place to relax and reflect on the fragility of nature, is definitely a destination not to be missed when visiting Jordan. After immersing ourselves in the majestic natural beauty and ancient relics, we now return to the vibrant life of Amman, the capital of Jordan, where the past and present blend gracefully. Amman is not only the political and administrative center, but also the economic and cultural heart of the whole country. The city offers a modern atmosphere, but still retains its historical depth and traditional identity. Strolling through the streets of Amman, you will see bustling neighborhoods, artistic cafes, and here and there are ancient relics thousands of years old. The highlight is Amman Citadel, a complex of relics on the hilltop that was once the center of many ancient civilizations. From here, visitors can enjoy a panoramic view of the city stretching across the hills. Not far away is the ancient Roman theater, a large structure with a capacity of up to 6,000 people, a testament to the glorious period of the Romans here. Amman is also known for its rich coffee culture and street food scene. From live music cafes to markets selling falafel, shawarma or mansaf, the traditional Jordanian dish, the city offers a youthful, energetic vibe that is still rich in its identity. Amman is a living testament to a modern Jordan that never forgets its roots. Continuing our journey to explore Jordan, we will come to Jerash, one of the most intact and impressive ancient Roman cities in the world. Jerash is not only an important archaeological site, but also a living testament to the brilliant development of the Roman Empire in the Middle East, giving visitors the opportunity to experience a charming and ancient historical space. The first highlight when entering Jerash is Hadrian's Gate, built to honor Emperor Hadrian during his visit to the city in the 2nd century. Next, visitors will not be able to miss the Temple of Artemis, one of the largest and most beautiful temples in the city, where the goddess Artemis is worshipped. In addition, the ancient Roman theater in Jerash is a place to hold art performances, concerts, and cultural events, still retaining its majestic architecture and large capacity. Jerash is also famous for its annual cultural festival, an event that attracts thousands of visitors and artists from all over the world. The festival not only celebrates the Roman cultural heritage but also combines music, folk dance, and contemporary art performances, creating a vibrant and diverse cultural space. Jerash is a step back in time, where you can deeply feel the life of an ancient Roman city, still present and preserved through thousands of years of history. Entering the heart of Jordanian culture, it is impossible not to mention the unique cuisine, an important and delicate part that clearly reflects the Arab culture of this land. Jordanian cuisine is a harmonious combination of traditional flavors and unique cooking styles, making each dish a memorable cultural experience. Among the outstanding dishes, mansaf is considered the national dish, a traditional rice dish cooked with lamb and fermented yogurt sauce called jamid. This is an indispensable dish during festivals, showing hospitality and respect. There is also makluba, a rice dish with eye-catching vegetables and meat, falafel, crispy fried bean balls, and appetizers such as hummus and kunafa dessert. A special point in Jordanian culinary culture is the habit of using hands and eating from the same tray, showing closeness, sharing and respect for each other during meals. Bedouin tea and coffee culture is a symbol of hospitality. Coffee is often brewed strong and aromatic, while tea is drunk as part of a ritual of connection. Jordanian cuisine is a journey that takes us into the depths of Arabic culture, rustic, sophisticated, and full of warmth. Continuing our journey to explore Jordan, we will come to Aqaba, Jordan's only port city located on the Red Sea coast, considered the most ideal and prominent beach resort in this country. With a temperate climate all year round and clear blue beaches, Aqaba not only attracts tourists by its stunning natural beauty, but also by a series of attractive water sports activities. Coming to Aqaba, you can freely experience unique recreational activities, such as diving to see colorful coral reefs, home to a rich diversity of marine life. In addition, visitors can also participate in sea sports such as sailing, surfing, or kayaking, bringing a feeling of refreshment and unlimited adventure. The long beaches with fine white sand and clear blue water will be a great place to relax after days of exploring the desert and historical sites. Aqaba's special feature is its favorable geographical location, located close to two other famous tourist destinations of Jordan, Petra and Wadi Rum, creating a golden tourist triangle that attracts visitors from all over the world. Therefore, Aqaba is not only an ideal stopover for those who love the sea, but also a center connecting nature, history, and unique culture of Jordan. Aqaba is truly a shining pearl on the Red Sea coast, providing the perfect balance between discovery and relaxation for all visitors. Exploring Jordan would not be complete without visiting the ancient desert castles, fortresses scattered across the vast desert landscape, marking a glorious chapter of the Umayyad dynasty. These are the first surviving Islamic architectural works, typically Qasr Amra, a UNESCO World Heritage Site for its exquisite murals and unique architecture. In addition, Qasr Karana also stands out for its solid design, serving many important purposes, from a resort for the nobility, a hunting ground to an administrative center and controlling ancient trade routes. These castles are not only strategic but also clearly demonstrate the spiritual and artistic development of early Islamic civilization. What is special is that these fortresses were built with sophisticated techniques, harmoniously blending into the wild, harsh landscape of the desert, creating an image that is both majestic and mysterious. Each castle is like a vivid picture of history, culture, and art, giving visitors a deep sense of Jordan's glorious past as well as its cultural diversity. These desert castles are precious historical treasures, opening the door to lead us into the world of the past, full of wonder and legend. Amidst the majestic natural landscape of Jordan, Mount Nebo stands out as a sacred place with profound significance in Jewish and Christian history. This is considered the place where the prophet Moses stood looking towards the promised land, the land that the Israelites longed to reach after many years of wandering. Therefore, Mount Nebo not only has religious value, but is also a destination that attracts thousands of believers and pilgrims from all over the world. From the top of the mountain, visitors can admire the breathtaking view of the entire Jordan Valley and the calm waters of the Dead Sea. The natural beauty here blends with the serene space, making anyone who comes feel a special sense of peace and tranquility. On the top of Mount Nebo, there is also an ancient monastery and a museum displaying beautiful ancient stone mosaics, reflecting the art and beliefs of previous generations. These stone mosaics are not only a testament to the sophistication of art, but also tell many mythological and religious stories related to this land. Mount Nebo is a symbol of faith and hope, a place where history, culture, and the beautiful nature of Jordan intersect, making every pilgrimage here sacred and meaningful. Discovering Jordan cannot be without an impressive destination called Dana Biosphere Reserve, a large and beautiful nature reserve, where diverse ecosystems converge from white sand deserts, green olive forests to majestic Rocky Mountains. Dana Biosphere Reserve is one of the most important ecological reserves in Jordan, protecting many rare and unique species of animals and plants, contributing to maintaining the ecological balance of the Middle East. Coming to Dana, visitors will have the opportunity to experience rich nature exploration activities, such as trekking through trails through forests and mountains, helping to enjoy the fresh air and majestic scenery. In addition, this place is also an ideal destination to observe rare birds, attracting researchers and nature lovers. Every step on the walking trails is a journey to explore the biodiversity and wild beauty of Jordan's nature. What is more special is that Dana Biosphere Reserve is also built and managed in close coordination with the local community, aiming at developing sustainable tourism and conserving natural resources. Local people not only participate in environmental protection activities, but also introduce their traditional culture and unique lifestyle to visitors. Dana Biosphere Reserve is truly the perfect destination for those who love nature and want to immerse themselves in the peaceful, rich space of Jordan. To fully understand Jordan, it is impossible to ignore the exploration of the culture and people here, the elements that create the soul of this country. Jordanians are known for their hospitality, sincerity, and especially respect for family affection, traditional values that create solidarity and warmth in the community. Visitors to Jordan often feel the warmth through invitations to share meals, sincere stories, and dedicated care from the local people. Jordan's customs have been maintained through many generations, clearly shown through traditional costumes such as thobe and keffiyeh, symbols of the typical Arab identity. These cultural features are not only historical marks, but also the way Jordanians express pride in their origins and values. Religion holds an important place in the spiritual life of Jordanians, with Islam being the main religion, besides the long-standing Christian community, creating a diverse and harmonious society. Religion has a profound influence on rituals, festivals, and daily life, contributing to the unique cultural picture of Jordan. Thanks to the harmonious combination of tradition and religion, Jordanians have built a rich culture, making every visitor feel the friendliness and sincerity of this land. Finally, when looking back at the whole journey to explore Jordan, it is not difficult to see why this country has become an unmissable destination for every tourist. Jordan is a harmonious convergence of legendary history, rich culture, majestic nature, along with the sincere hospitality of the local people. It is this unique combination that creates a diverse and rich travel experience, making anyone who comes once want to return. Jordan is suitable for many different types of tourism, from adventurous trips to explore ancient relics such as Petra, Jerash, to relaxing resorts on the Red Sea coast in Aqaba, or pilgrimages to find spiritual roots at Mount Nebo. Each journey brings different emotions and experiences, meeting the diverse needs of each individual or family. Besides, Jordan is also known for its safety and political stability, making visitors completely assured when coming here. The country always welcomes international visitors with open arms, with friendliness and professionalism, contributing to creating a pleasant and memorable tourism environment. All these factors make Jordan not only an attractive destination, but also a unique cultural, historical, and natural journey that anyone who loves to explore should not miss. Egypt. Hearing the name, you immediately think of giant pyramids, pharaohs wearing glittering gold, and the legendary Nile River flowing endlessly. But wait, Egypt is not only ancient. This is a land that is both mysterious and modern, has delicious food, beautiful scenery, and sunshine. Today, I will take you to explore the land of unthinkable things. Remember to subscribe to the channel so you don't get lost, and comment right away if you love pyramids and mummies. Interestingly, however, over 90% of the country is arid desert, with most of its population living along the Nile River, which occupies less than 10% of the land. This shows the vital importance of the Nile to the life and development of Egypt. Egypt, a land strategically located at the crossroads of Africa and the Middle East, has long been considered a gateway connecting civilizations. The north borders the Mediterranean Sea, the east borders the Red Sea, and the west extends to the Sahara Desert, one of the largest and harshest deserts in the world. Egypt is the intersection of the sea, the desert, and thousands of years of historical vestiges, creating an extremely unique geographical picture. The climate here is truly desert, hot, dry, and sunny all year round. Summer can reach 40 degrees Celsius, and winter is a bit more pleasant, but overall it is still quite dry. However, amidst the aridity and scorching sun, there is a great miracle called the Nile River. Around 3100 BC, on the banks of the fertile Nile River, one of the first and most brilliant civilizations of mankind was born, the ancient Egyptian civilization. From small tribes scattered along the river, the Egyptians built a powerful kingdom, with a dynasty system that lasted for thousands of years and left indelible marks in human history. One of the most prominent symbols of this civilization is the giant pyramids, iconic architectural works, built with millions of large stone blocks, completely without the use of modern machinery. Egyptian culture is a unique combination of ancient spirit and modern Islamic colors. Walking around big cities like Cairo or Alexandria, you will see the presence of ancient temples next to majestic mosques, bustling traditional markets next to modern commercial centers. It is this intersection that has created a rich, multidimensional, and fascinating cultural identity. Traditional costumes in Egypt are often quite modest, showing respect for Islamic values. Men often wear galabia, a loose long dress, while women often wrap hijab and wear long-sleeved shirts. Although strongly influenced by religious culture, today's youth are gradually incorporating modern elements in their dressing style, creating an interesting blend of tradition and modernity. Egyptians highly value family. They value the bond between generations, always respect the elderly, and consider caring for parents an important moral part of life. Family meals and intimate gatherings are familiar images in daily culture. Festivals in Egypt are also very special. During Ramadan, the Muslim fasting month, the solemn atmosphere during the day gives way to the bustle after sunset, with cozy meals and community activities. Another equally interesting festival is Shem el-Nessim, a spring festival originating from ancient Egypt, where people go to the park together, eat salted fish, and welcome a beautiful new year. Egypt today is one of the most populous countries in Africa and the Arab world, with over 110 million people. The capital Cairo is not only Africa's largest city, but also the country's important cultural, political, religious, and economic center. It is a place where a glorious past meets a vibrant modern life, with crowded streets, ancient structures interspersed with high-rise buildings and bustling commercial areas. Politically, Egypt is a semi-presidential republic. The president is the head of state, while the prime minister serves as the executive director of the government. This system allows for a balance between executive and legislative powers, although in practice there are still many challenges in the process of political and democratic development. Besides that, there is full medam's fragrant stewed fava beans, often served with bread, and tamia, a typical Egyptian version of falafel, made from pureed green beans, fried until golden brown, very popular for breakfast or snack. The Egyptian dining culture is also associated with hours-long tea and coffee sessions. In roadside cafes, you will easily see people sitting and relaxing, chatting, sipping mint tea or strong coffee. And don't forget to order a glass of carcata, a hibiscus flower water with a bright red color, a slightly sour and cool taste, perfectly dispelling the hot sun in this desert land. If you find this video interesting, leave the number 1 in the comment section and subscribe to the channel to update the latest videos. If you are a history buff, Egypt is an indispensable destination on the list of legendary lands to conquer. This is not only a place associated with pyramids or stories about mummies, but also the cradle of one of the oldest and greatest civilizations in the world. Egypt is a land where time seems to stand still. There, each stone, each meticulously carved wall, each stone pillar standing tall in the desert seems to tell the thousand-year story of the powerful pharaohs, of ancient gods, and of a people who once made the world admire their wisdom and strength. Nowhere is this more evident than the pyramids of Giza, the only ancient wonder of the world that still exists. Standing before this wonder, you will feel the greatness not only in scale, but also in the technique and timeless spirit of the ancient Egyptians. Continuing your journey, you will come to the Valley of the Kings in Luxor, the resting place of dozens of pharaohs, the most famous of which is the tomb of King Tutankhamun. And if you want to feel the majesty touching every cell, the Abu Simbel Temple with 2 giant statues carved straight into the cliff will surely take your breath away. The Nile River, the longest river in the world, has been the lifeblood of Egypt for thousands of years. The river not only provides precious fresh water in the arid land, but also cultivates and nurtures a prosperous agriculture since ancient times. Large cities such as Cairo, Luxor or Aswan are located along the banks of the Nile, as if all are looking towards that sacred lifeblood. It can be said that without the Nile River, Egypt would not have become one of the greatest civilizations of mankind. Egypt's economy is based on 4 main pillars: tourism, oil, agriculture, and especially revenue from the Suez Canal. This canal is one of the most important shipping routes in the world, connecting the Mediterranean with the Red Sea and significantly shortening the shipping journey between Europe and Asia. Every year, Egypt earns billions of dollars from shipping fees through this canal. The majority of Egypt's population lives along the Nile River, the only area with fertile land in the middle of the vast desert. This creates an uneven population distribution that is very typical of Egypt. In terms of religion, the majority of the population is Muslim, specifically Sunni Islam. However, Egypt still maintains religious diversity with the Coptic Christian community, one of the oldest Christian groups still in existence today. The intersection between tradition and modernity, between religion and daily life, is what makes modern Egypt unique. If you find this video interesting, please leave a number 1 in the comment section and subscribe to the channel to update the latest videos. However, Egypt is not just mossy ruins. This place also possesses a poetic and peaceful beauty that few people expect. Try boarding a light boat drifting on the Nile River, the longest river in the world, which has nurtured this civilization for thousands of years. You will pass through vast wheat fields, small villages, and watch the red sunset dyeing the water surface golden. All worries seem to disappear amidst the sound of oars and the gentle desert wind. And if you are a sea lover, Egypt still has a special gift for you: two famous coastal cities, Sharm el-Sheikh and Hurghada. This is a true resort paradise, with crystal clear water, velvety white sand, and magical coral reefs at the bottom of the Red Sea. Visitors can dive, swim, take a glass-bottom boat to see the coral, or simply lie down under the bright yellow sunlight, an experience that is both relaxing and full of energy. Egypt is a land of harmony between ancient and modern, between mystery and intimacy, between grandeur and peace. This place is not just a tourist destination, but an emotional journey. You do not just come to take pictures and sightsee, but to listen to history echoing in the wind, to touch the culture through every breath of life, and to realize that there are always wonders on this planet, waiting for you to discover. To this day, the Giza Pyramid is still one of the 7 ancient wonders of the world that still exist. Next to it is the Sphinx statue with a mysterious face, along with a series of exquisitely carved tombs underground, like an underground world reserved for the pharaohs after their death. The ancient Egyptians were not only good builders but also pioneering thinkers. They created their own writing system, hieroglyphs, which were engraved on stone, temple walls and papyrus. They had advanced knowledge of medicine, surgery and embalming, understood astronomy to calculate accurate calendars, and applied mathematics in construction and land surveying. What is special is that the ancient Egyptians lived with a strong belief in the afterlife. They believed that the soul would continue its journey after death, so they often buried many precious objects with the deceased. Their religion was polytheistic, with gods such as Ra, the sun god, Osiris, the god of death and rebirth, or Isis, the goddess of love and magic. It can be said that Egyptian civilization is a unique blend of reality and mystery, science and spirituality. Even though thousands of years have passed, these achievements still make the whole world today admire and curious to explore. Folk music, distinctive drumming and seductive belly dancing have become indispensable artistic symbols in Egyptian cultural life. In particular, Egyptian women, despite living in a traditional society, still play an important role in the family and community. They are not only the keepers of the family fire, but also increasingly assert their position in the fields of education, art and even politics. The combination of traditional gentleness and modern spirit is the beautiful image of Egyptian women today. Egyptian cuisine is a harmonious picture of rustic simplicity and unforgettable rich flavors. Not fussy, not luxurious, the dishes here mainly use familiar ingredients such as beans, vegetables, bread and typical Middle Eastern spices. But it is that simple combination that creates unique dishes with their own identities that make visitors who have tasted them once feel nostalgic. One of the most iconic dishes of Egypt is koshari, the national soul, in the hearts of the people here. The dish includes rice, noodles, lentils, chickpeas, crispy fried onions, drizzled with a slightly spicy tomato sauce. It sounds simple, but the flavor is extremely well-rounded and addictive. Koshari is often sold everywhere, from cheap eateries to luxury restaurants. Egypt's nature is a perfect blend of vast deserts, majestic rivers and clear blue skies, creating a natural picture that is both wild and mysterious. Although famous for the vast Sahara Desert, where golden sand stretches endlessly, Egypt is nourished by one of the greatest rivers in the world, the Nile. This river is not only the lifeblood of the country, but also the foundation of ancient civilization, bringing water and fertility to the arid land. The Nile divides Egypt into two parts. One side is fertile, green fields thanks to the alluvial deposits of alluvium. The other side is arid desert areas, where the harsh climate can challenge anyone. However, this contrast creates a unique ecosystem where plants and animals, from lush palm trees to hardy desert animals, can thrive in harsh conditions. The Sahara Desert covers most of Egypt's land area, with towering sand dunes and seemingly endless dunes. The desert is not just a dry place, but also contains wonders. In the heart of the desert are cool oases, where underground streams can be found and plants that survive the dry conditions. These oases are home to Egyptian communities that live in harmony with nature, existing in the silence of the desert. In addition, the Red Sea and the Mediterranean Sea also contribute to the natural beauty of Egypt. The Red Sea, with its clear blue waters, has become an ideal destination for those who love diving and exploring the diverse marine ecosystem. Along the coast, beautiful coral reefs and colorful tropical fish form a rich underwater world, attracting thousands of tourists every year. The Mediterranean Sea, meanwhile, offers a sense of serenity and is the perfect place to relax with long white sand beaches, cool waters, and quaint port cities. In the lowlands like the Nile Delta, nature offers a lush and fertile landscape. With vast rice fields and orchards, this place is a symbol of life thriving in the desert. The Nile Delta is also home to thousands of migratory birds, making it an ideal destination for those who love birdwatching or simply want to admire the beautiful scenery. Despite its harsh appearance, Egyptian nature contains strong and resilient lives, reflecting the very nature of the people here, always striving and in harmony with all the challenges that nature brings. From the green fields on the banks of the Nile to the golden sand dunes in the desert, each scene tells a story of existence, struggle, and development in the midst of this majestic nature. Egypt is a place where nature is not only a living environment, but also a companion of people on their journey through time and history. Egypt, where time seems to stand still, where every ancient stone, every desert breeze seems to whisper the story of a glorious civilization. Not only is it the land of majestic pyramids and legendary pharaohs, Egypt is also a living symbol of the magical intersection between the past and the present. The wonders from thousands of years ago still stand there, towering in the sun and wind as silent witnesses to human history, while modern life still takes place vibrantly around bustling streets, colorful traditional markets, and friendly, hospitable people. Today, Egypt not only captivates visitors with its grandeur and mystery, but also with the wild, profound beauty emanating from the natural landscape, from the gentle Nile River, the golden deserts, to the warm smiles of the local people. It is a place where you can both explore history and immerse yourself in modern life, while still preserving its original identity. Egypt is like a living book, which you not only read with your eyes but also feel with your heart. If you are looking for a journey to look back at the past, feel the present, and listen to yourself, then Egypt is definitely the destination for you. If you love this amazing journey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the next exciting destinations, and comment below to let me know. What makes you most curious about Egypt, the pyramids, mummies, or the enchanting belly dances? Kenya, a vibrant country in East Africa, is a place where wildlife, rich fauna, and diverse cultures come together to create an irresistible attraction. From the vast savannas of the Masai Mara, where wildebeest migrate in spectacular spectacle, to the brilliant flocks of flamingos on Lake Nakuru, Kenya is a vivid picture of nature. More than 40 tribes such as the Maasai and Swahili bring unique dances, music, and customs, enriching the journey of discovery. With such beauty, Kenya is an attractive destination for adventurous travelers, eager to touch nature and immerse themselves in indigenous culture. Welcome to Kenya, a land for wildlife lovers. Subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and comment with us to discover interesting things about this country. Kenya, the jewel of East Africa, is a dream destination for those who love nature, adventure, and culture. With tourist highlights such as Masai Mara National Park, Lake Nakuru, Lake Naivasha, Mount Kenya, the capital Nairobi, and the Mombasa coast, Kenya offers a colorful journey where each landmark tells its own story, captivating visitors from all over the world. It is said that if you have not been to Masai Mara National Park, you have not been to Kenya, because this is considered the heart of Kenyan safari tourism, known as the safari